Hey, what's going on, guys? I went and grabbed $100 from the bank in ones, asked them for their oldest, most beat up, used ones. No, that's just what they always give me. But let's go through, well, I'm going to break it up into two videos, but let's go through $50 and $1 bills, looking for rare serial numbers, error notes, and other valuable things on these banknotes that'll make them worth way more than $1. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's just get right into this thing. So let me see if I can keep it together while I like to try to keep the little strap if I can. Alright, starting off with the Series 2017A. Nothing jumping out in the serial number. Little bit of damage going on the note. A little bit of wet ink transfer on the back. Nothing jumping out. Let me move this other crap out of my way. There we go. Some sevens action, 2021 series. Nothing really else going on. A couple twos. And nothing on the back. I like to look for really majorly ink issues. I mean, of course, major errors, but issues around where kind of more intricate ink could be laid. 2017 series. Little free something. We'll just kind of pretend like that's not even there. Something gross. 2009 series. Burned or coffee stain or something. 12, 16, 16, 47. Kind of like a couple years, I guess. Double year note. I like to look for birthday notes if it's going to be anything date related. Nothing on 2013. Keep an eye out for star notes from 2013 series. Some 2017, but 2013 series had some reprints on B series star notes, if I can talk. Lots of fives going on, some fours, but nothing in that serial number. Also has been wet before. 2017. Little bit of ink going on right here between the O and the F, but not dramatic enough for me to hold on to. And nothing on the back. Some threes, some twos. 2013 series. A little bit of damage to the portrait of Washington here. Keep an eye out around the Great Seal. That's another good place to kind of see some ink issues around the eagle holding the shield and the arrows, and then the unfinished pyramid. Nothing jumping out so far. Holy fives. 5, 8, 5, 8. Would have been cool to keep going. 2017. You can see how damaged this one is, but it gives a good ode to how the currency is printed. Since there's part of it that's printed in the note, part of it that's printed on the note, and that's why these serial numbers and seals all look pretty decent still, even though the rest of the note is all jacked up. And hard to tell if anything's collectible there. Kind of cool. 7, then 2, 7, then 9s. 2017 series. Nothing crazy. Ooh, I see a little star note below that. See if anything else is jumping out on this one. Nothing going on. Beat up, but you know I love me some star notes. I always like to look at, of course, the serial number for fancy serial numbers. This one's not too low. Really, I like to look for 4 more zeros for what I consider a low serial number. But I'm liking it. 2017A, I'm going to hold on to it for sure. I just hold on to every star note, especially if it's $1. Now, if it's like a $100 bill and I need to pay bills, you know, it might go to that. Little bit of excess of ink here on this 2017 bill, but as you've seen over the years of me doing banknote searches, that's really common, so I don't hold on to them. But I know some of you do. So if you do, cool. Everybody can collect whatever they want to collect. I just see them enough to go, hey, I don't want to hold on to them. But I know people that do in the event that they go, you know, more valuable. I see them sometimes sell for $3 or $4 on eBay if they're a little more dramatic. Now, if it's like a blob where, let's say this one is totally filled with ink, or the zero here is filled with ink, then that could really command value, as that's going to be, of course, an error. And nothing there. What the heck? 2017 $1 bill. Somebody had $100. Had to remember that by writing on it. I'm not a big fan of writing on bills, but hey, to each their own. This one's been wet too. It's all thinned out and messed up. 913. Both of these have an over ink, but that's kind of a common thing on 2013 series notes. Real beat up. Lots of these. Look, right when she handed them to me, I was like, man, these are, I don't mind beat up notes, but these ones have seen their day. 2017 series as well. 117. Nothing in the serial number. Hard to tell if anything's collectible there. And kind of a cool little bit of an odometer note going on. Those 5 sitting a little higher than the rest of the serial number. I wouldn't say jump to hold on to it or anything. This one's also kind of torn or whatever up here. I don't know what's going on with that. Like a slice in the front of it. I thought it was kind of like a fold, but not. But anyway, if it was more dramatic than that, I'd probably hold on to it. But something to keep an eye out for. Nothing on the back. 210-1819. Would have been cool to have a date note. I would have kept that even if it was the year 1819. That'd still be a birthday. And a little bit of excess of ink pressing through there. 2021 Series L for San Francisco. Little bit of a shift in the seal. If it's sitting kind of way over here, where it's almost, well, if it's off the letter E, kind of all the way to the left, or conversely, all the way to the right and off the letter O, then of course I would consider that a shifted seal. Or shifted print, rather, but a shifted seal that is a shifted print. 2021 series, bunch of 6s, kind of cool, but moving on. Getting down there, we're like halfway through already, so not too shabby. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you had better luck. I have this soggy $1 star note so far, but, maybe something bigger will come up. This one's got a shoe print on it, so we'll just keep on and keep it on. 6s, this one's been wet. For a second I went, oh, hey, below that 2 is kind of a streak of ink there. But if you notice, it's folded there, and you can see all this waviness in the bill. That's how you can tell that's just damage rather than some sort of ink issue. Nothing going on. Nothing jumping out on the back. 4 7s. Little bit of a funky printed serial number, kind of dragging up. But again, like that previous one, unless it's really dramatic, I'm not going to hold on to it. And probably the best condition next couple of bills, it seems, that we've had so far. Most of them were pretty beat. I think I missed the back on that one. Don't want to miss that. Nothing jumping out really thick. You can just kind of see how those fibrous materials of that cotton linen mix really show right there. This is damage. Somebody's sweaty fingers. 2021 series. Little bit of a tiny little dot of ink below. Looks like he's got a teardrop tattoo. But a little tiny ink below his eye there. I'm not going to hold on to that. I mean, I think that's... One, it's kind of part of the actual portrait, but that's just a little more pronounced. Maybe they just had added ink to the mix and kind of re-inked everything, but, it's not dramatic enough for me to hold on to. Beat up $1 note, 2017 series, millions in this run, just like every dollar bill we're going to see. 2021 series. Some 5s, some 2s. Not enough repetition for me to hold on to. Let me know what you're coming across in your coin and banknote searches lately in the comments. I love reading about that stuff. If this was a date note, I'd hold on to it even though we're not in 2020 or 2033 yet. This is also a really nicely printed note. Probably the best one legitimately of this bill search so far. As you can see, the one below it, somebody's kid had some fun with some markers. But other than that, condition's great on it. But it's just worth $1. Some 5s all day, 2s, some free highlighter and marker. Nothing jumping out on the back. 2021. If there was a little more repetition here, I would have held on to it with all the 4s and the 9s. It's kind of cool. Other than that, beat up $1 bill and not cool enough. 2017A. Hard to tell if that's damage or stray ink on that series date. I'm going to go with damage from the rest of the note. Yeah, some 7s, some 1s, some 0s. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, in its own way, but not fancy enough for me to hold on to. And nothing coming out there. Hopefully you're having better luck than I have so far. Let me know what you're coming across. I'm going to be picking up some stuff from some storage auctions that I purchased. So I will get some video on that too when I bust the lock and you see it for the first time when I do. Hopefully I'll find some really good stuff. I also am finishing up the new version of my Ultimate Guide to Coins, the actual handbook. It's kind of like a red book and a blue book and gray sheet, kind of mixed together with my own funky add-ons. It is going to be hundreds of pages like my previous book, and will cover every single coin that has ever been made, even ones that are test pieces and so forth that have never even been released for circulation, with all their pricing, info, error coins, checklists, you name it, it's got it. And it's my funky spin on everything that is coins. Nice 2006 bill. Well, not condition-wise, but kind of cool to see a little bit older one. 2021 series. Some 4s. Some 2s. Nothing crazy going on. Back of the bill. Little bit of a shift over, but not nearly far enough to call an error. 4s all day in this one. 0s, Series 2021. Nice heavy print on it despite the fold in the middle. Getting down there, I think we got like 4 or 5 left. Series 2013, again, look for star notes. B series specifically for 2013. There's reprints that have happened for those. Now, it's very hard to find a pair. However, those do have a little bump in value to them as compared to other star notes, which are going to be on the rise in value as technology phases them out. So start holding on to your star notes. Somebody pin this to something, you can see the 2 holes. And beat up all day on this one. Nothing too crazy. Looks like our little star note friend might be our only major find in this one. So hopefully, here's a really good example of those money counter teeth. A couple people have sent me emails and messages going, hey, what's the deal with these marks? It's just the little machine that counts the bills. It grabs them. They don't ever clean them, even though they probably should. And it leaves dirt that is in the form of, in this case, 4. But sometimes it's 6. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's groups of 3 and overall 9. But that's what that's from, is a little counting machine. It looks like our little star notes are only fine, though. Getting down there. Last but not least, good almighty dollar 2017 A Fort Worth print. Nothing in the serial number. Cleveland stamp. Seals are a little bit shifted to the left, but nothing to call home about. Little bit of damage to the back. Who knows what that's from? I'm still pretty stoked about it. Nice little star note find. I'm never going to be sad about one of those. We went through 50 bucks. We found a really beat up, waterlogged, kind of sad looking $1 star note. But I love me some star notes. So I'm going to get this thing some love. I'm going to try to fix the corner here and fold it back out. Get it between a book, flatten it out, and then get it into a plastic banknote top loader to at least protect it the best we can. So let me know what you think about this find. And let me know what you've come across in your coin and banknote searches lately in the comments. Let me know if you found that cool new Lego set, comic book, that vintage record. I love hearing about that stuff. So I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.